We thought we'd be meeting in person by now, but I guess that's gone out the window.
Is Janet's book still over at CERC?
Did everybody, did we, I guess we didn't have minutes. We don't have minutes from last meeting, right? It says approve the minutes.
They were sent out as an attachment,
Yeah,
the May 21st meeting.
gotcha.
They
Okay,
look a little different than we used to do minutes because with the recording just gives the record that it is. We don't
right.
make any changes to it.
I've gone in to listen to those before. Interesting, but, so is there anyone who would like to make a motion on approving the minutes from our last meeting?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
Do I hear a second? Can I second that?
Yes.
Okay, I'll second that then. We'll approve the minutes and then we'll begin this meeting looking at the agenda. We'll talk about utility box art update. I know that John's been working on finding boxes to be able to place art on. Do we have an update on that, or is that you?
Well, I just, I went out and I photographed every single box in the Arts District and the City Center. And then sometime between today and then, I had misplaced my notes. I had all these photographs and I didn't have locations, so I went back out the other day and photographed 16 locations that I thought were good. I put them in a document. I PDF. I emailed it just a little bit before the meeting to Charlene and Sharon. I don't know if there's a way to bring that up and share that screen, but there's
Sure, I can bring that up.
basically there were 15 locations we've already that I thought were, some are a lot better than others, but that I thought might work out. Of course, there's probably lots of others in the city, but until the payment, until the rules regarding where we can spend the money change, I think we're limited to the Arts District and the city center area. And so these are boxes that I thought might work out. Yeah, some are better than others, and we've already done one at the Sarah, and then the one on 800 South and 400 East. I believe that Charlene mentioned to me in an email that art for the second side of the Sarah box is pretty much almost done. I don't know, Charlene, where did Cass say that art is right now?
She did the art and was going to take it to be photographed. She felt that was the best place to make that art usable in that context. So we are working with her. She's got a pretty tight timeline with her teaching schedule and some other projects she's got going, but I'll check in with her again to see where she is on that. Sorry, just thinking.
That's fine. And I think you had some other info regarding the unfortunate information regarding the gentleman doing the vinyl for us previously.
Yeah, we have learned that he is ill, which is unfortunate for sure. So we may be looking at another vendor. But let me just bring everybody up to speed. We've had a couple of different things going on with, I don't know why I can't find this thing, I'm sorry. very informative. So we've had a couple of things going on with different projects and some staffing reassignments, and so Nate is jumping in to help provide additional support for this aspect of the project. So we're gonna rely on his expertise in getting us, good information starting down the road for this project. He's already done some more work there. He, is an artist with an art background. He's experienced the work of the other two. So, he is launching soon an opportunity to recruit for the art. We did go through the council process to get even a little bit more funding for the project. So that has been secured. So, Nate, do you want to give an update of where you are from here?
Yeah, so I kind of just got reassigned this, so I'm back. If I look familiar, my hair is just a little bit longer. So the plan going forward, at least as far as I've envisioned it, so I will create a website that will be the landing page for the call for art. We'll have a breakdown. I mean, we'll all work to choose whatever our number is for the next year, like 10 boxes or something, and we'll choose those boxes, and we'll go out, get measurements of them, and put a mock-up of the art, so that when people submit their art, that it's on a background of like, this is the box blown out, on a flat surface, and then you put your art on top of it. And then so that we can get an accurate idea of what it's gonna look like wrapped around it. So I've already talked with someone, so right now we have the CARES money to use on boxes that the city owns. So I have a list of all the boxes that the city owns that Charlene gave me. So we know where to start, and we know that we have to spend the money in the arts district or around parks or around a city facility to use that money. But I've found another opportunity as well. I've talked with someone high up at Rocky Mountain Power to get an agreement started with them so that we could use, the green electrical boxes, like a lot of the boxes that John sent in the email, we don't own, so we wouldn't be able to do them. But if we get this deal with Rocky Mountain Power, which they've already done it in other cities, it's not a big deal. We finalized this deal with Rocky Mountain Power, and then we can start putting art on the green utility boxes as well. So my idea was create the website, and we'll have the list of like this box at this place, click it, and you pull up the template, and then you submit, your art on the template, and then we'll push that out through social media, through our monthly newsletter, and through all the other channels that the city has. So we'll get that out to as many people as possible, and hopefully in the future involve businesses. That's what my job is. I work with businesses. So something we like is that on some corners where there's like a little strip mall and they have a light there with a traffic signal box, this could be a destination place that people will like park and get out and go look at the art on the traffic signal box. And while they're out there, they're in front of businesses. So the idea is to get businesses to sponsor it so that we have some money outside of that CARE funds. So that's another idea that we've got. Also, Janelle Pugmire from the Daily Herald, she wants to do an article about this, about how we're pushing it out and about the ones that we've already done and what we're doing moving forward. So she's asked if anybody from the Arts Council has some like history of the inspiration behind this project, or what your vision for Orem art is in the future. We'd love to, if somebody would be willing to shoot her an email and just kind of give her some background on this, because I've only been involved in this for the last year and a half. So yeah, is there anybody that would be willing to reach out to Janelle and just shoot her an email? She's not able to do like interviews right now. She's got family stuff happening, but she just shot her an email today that outlined a few of the inspirations for this public art program and what you're thinking in the future, so that she can get different angles on it.
I'm happy to do the nuts and bolts email if you guys want to do something about why you think public art is important, or what you find, public art brings to your community, or anything like that. Any of that is fine. She's just looking for different aspects of this part of the project.
Didn't someone from the Daily Herald do an article, last year as well?
Yep, she
Yeah,
did.
and we would love it if she would wait to, help pump out the call for artists, but she's just got it in her head that she wants to do it now, so we'll try and be accommodating for, what she needs.
But I'm sure, she would do she's written all kinds of articles about things that seem small to us, but that she wants to push out to the residents. So, I'm sure that as we launch our campaign our call for artists, that she might do something else down the road as well. So people like art, so they like to hear about it.
I just wanted to go back for a second, as you talked about, businesses and strip malls and such, having a light there. Doesn't, UDOT own most of the ones on State Street, and that's why we can't touch the VA one?
Yeah, that, like I said, right now we don't need that funding for that. That's like down the road. That's a dream that I have, to work with businesses and merge these two products. So there's still issues with it. We have to find the right situation, or work with UDOT. I don't know, but, so that's nothing concrete. I was just kind of sharing what I envisioned this project growing to be in the future. So hope that explains it.
I had a vision of maybe having elementary school art on the boxes by elementary schools, and that's one thing we had talked about. And then another thing, we have the artwork by Just Smart Smiley, so don't forget that one for a box that we could do. And I was hoping that could be by the park, at Sierra Park.
We have
Yep,
Jeff's
Sean and I
art, and we
talked
have
about
the
that,
art that can be provided as well.
And then I can write something about why public art's important, something about art. But I think John knows more of the history, because he's been working on this so hard. So maybe John and I could do something together. How about if I write something, John, and then send it to you, and you add more of the history into it?
That'll be fine, and then I'll send it back to you and Charlene, and do whatever editing needs to be done.
Okay.
She needs it today, by the end of the day. Just, hopefully that's manageable.
Okay, Cindy, I'll put my email in the chat window.
Okay, thanks.
I'm also putting, Janelle's email in here, so you guys can include her, so it doesn't get lost along the way.
So what I understand is that the CARES funding restricts us to certain places, but any outside funding we could use to put these boxes wherever. Do we have any other grant or funds that are not tied to certain locations, Charlene?
That's an excellent question, because we have submitted the grant to the state for the local arts agency grant, which Orem Arts Council is designated as the local arts agency. And we usually get, $2,500, $3,000, which isn't a lot. We've been funding the Arts Council summer concert series with that money. But they're really, I don't know if they're bogged down with staffing or what the plan is. We haven't heard back yet. I always ask for more money, because we could do a lot more if we had more. So I'm hoping we could, get a big win one of these years, kind of, I guess. There are other things out there that we've been looking at applying for or have applied for, but nothing has come back yet. There's another grant opportunity I'll just mention in other. I don't think it would be necessarily appropriate for this, but there was a non-traditional venue art grant that came across my desk yesterday that would maybe an option for this, hopefully, since we've already got it started, or like a very specific mural space, because they're looking for non-traditional spaces. Murals are very expensive if you do them well and invest in the time and the art to really pull them off. I mean, the one at Al Sporting Goods is done very well. A lot of them at the Pueblo locations are done very well. So that could be an opportunity, but it's just, we are flooded with grant opportunities right now. And one of the challenges of the Arts Council is that we provide free opportunities, and so a lot of the funding from like recovery funding, so the CARE Act funding is local tax funding, that's not recovery. CARES Act and ARPA funding is recovery, but we didn't do ticketed events, so we haven't suffered this huge revenue loss, and those kind of things. So those don't, they don't help us score well in the grant rounds and different things like that. So I've tried to work with the state and stress upon them, just because we aren't, losing revenue, we're losing opportunity for 100,000 citizens. And, we've been trying to do some more multicultural things to help boost the fundability of those grants. But I think we could approach some businesses easily if we get the process ready. And, our hope is definitely to have a memorandum of understanding or a memorandum of agreement where we sign one agreement and then maybe review specific locations per like email approval or per sign approval, but it's not an agreement. The agreement, we all agree to the terms of, you can do this with the box as long as you don't compromise the functionality or this, that, and the other, but specific locations will be reviewed. And we tried to look at that with the Utopia one. They wanted to go very single box the first time, but I think that going forward, we'll continue to try and push people towards these memorandum of understandings that would allow us to do the work with approval for specific locations, but not an agreement for every single box. That's just too onerous, so. And Nate's also working on the credit for who the artist is on the box and the credit for who is sponsoring the box. So each box will have that element with it.
That's good. Because that way, if we are asking businesses to sponsor the box, at least they know that they get credit for it in some way, even if it's a small piece. So,
yeah, and we'll definitely try and work with our, social media and other content, but if it is like the address and then say adjacent to, insurance company XYZ, or just in front of, the building at, the business of, whoever it is, so we
Right,
can do
I
some
help
of that stuff.
Sorry, Shirley. I help with the city's communications, so I'd make sure to, especially if a business sponsored it, we'd definitely include them in our shout outs, about it. So all that kind of stuff would definitely be included.
okay. Anything else on utility boxes?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, being that we've had that up on the Sarah box there, and I haven't heard of any issues or problems about it. You want me to approach the gentleman from Utopia about extending or expanding our memorandum of understanding to other boxes? I don't know which ones Utopia owns in the areas we could do, but we could still approach them and say, we think this went well so far. Can we expand our opportunity?
John, do you feel like you had permission, or the permission discussion before covered both of those side-by-side boxes?
Yes.
Okay, so we should be good to cover Cassie's second.
We just ran out of time. We're the Sound Vision gentleman, he did the one box and then the weather just turned. And
well, Cassie wanted to do it too. So she sent over a bunch of beautiful designs, and then our concern was the vents. The portrait, not portrait, but the pieces that she sent that featured faces right where all those vents cuts would need to be. We just weren't sure how that would look, and so then you mocked up something for her that I showed her, and she said, oh, I'll do a riff on that. And I think that she's done more of the approach that you had for the second box, John. I just haven't seen it yet. She's gonna get it photographed, and I'll shoot a text and email.
I'll also let the gentleman know that we're planning on moving forward with that second half, and I'll ask him about extending to other boxes as opportunity allows itself.
And we'll get Nate to put the credit on the second piece so that it kind of is understood that it's two pieces.
So what is the chances that, the reason I bring this up is Sound Vision, they were so much less expensive than anyone else I talked about. I mean, they were literally half of what everyone else was saying. What's the chances that we could use the vinyl printer in the traffic department and try a box ourselves?
Well, they tried a box and they forgot the UV protective layer, which was unfortunate. But honestly, I think that this is an opportunity that we should just take out of house. Given the priority level of where they are on their work, we have budgeted more than we paid Sound Vision, and we always want to get the best price. But this is not, you know, the prime customer opportunity for Public Works, where it could be a good customer opportunity for someone else. So in my opinion, I think you're going to be happier with the timeliness of the service with an outside vendor, quite honestly.
Okay, great, thank you.
And John, give me some time too to reach out to some other possible sign companies. I've met a few in the last couple of months that, as I've been thinking about this, I can reach out to them and yeah, just let me talk to some more businesses and see if I can get some more quotes and some better prices. So especially if we are thinking of using these people for a lot down the road, they might give us a discount. So.
Okay, also, are you talking with UDOT? I mean, that box in front of the VAs, that's probably the best box.
I'm not currently talking with them. I haven't approached them, but I can start reaching out to them.
Okay, because that has 3 sides that are flat. We could avoid the door side, and we would still have 3 beautiful sides facing the intersection.
Urgency, so don't
We did get one bit of feedback from someone in the community. We sent a letter expressing concern about introducing witchcraft to their park. We have consulted both artists who contributed to the witchcraft, and they're fine. It is an anonymous letter, so we can't really follow up. Cassie took a copy of it for her special papers of remembrance, and Nate just let it roll off. So I don't know how to reach out to someone and assure them that there's no real agenda with this, except just representing different art and different visions of art from different artists. But it was a sweet and funny letter, but there's no witchcraft going on, and the artists are fine.
It's hanging up at my desk, so.
It's a badge of honor. Badge of honor. Cassie did say she's now teaching art at Orem High, and she said the biggest credibility that she has is that piece of art on the street. She said the kids love it. So you have accomplished something good if we have vinyled your art and put it on a utility box. So, rising to new levels of greatness.
Okay.
But if you hear anything about witchcraft, we would totally respond to it. It's an anonymous, handwritten letter. There's just no way to trace it back. So,
with nothing narrowed down, just in general, the art is witchcraft, and nothing like this thing is a bad symbol. There was nothing real of substance there. So,
we're blaming it on Nate's art, just because he's around, but we would totally have a lovely discussion with someone, but there's no way to trace it back. Our CRTD skills are horribly lacking.
Okay. Anything else on utility boxes? We move to Orem Stories. Cindy, you have information on that?
Well, the library, bought 50 frames, and they're gonna be, large frames, so, now the work can be framed, and I guess they didn't like me taping them to the window, because I had so many from the elementary kids, I taped them up and the windows were covered. So they actually, bought some frames, and some of them have mats, and some of them, it could just go all the way without the mat. And so I've talked to, well, actually Cassie is gonna do November. The library had to push it back because they had an exhibit, September and October. But November 1st, I'm gonna meet Cassie at the library and her new teaching job. She's working with the photography and the other art teacher, and she's gonna do, and they're gonna have 50 works of art that have to do with people, and we'll have like little blurbs. And then I sent, I have like a lesson plan on how to do faces and everything that I sent to the arts director for Alpine School District to see if he would ask all the elementary schools in Orem, so I don't have to go around to all the schools. And he said he would do that. So far, I haven't had any people sign up. I'm just gonna go and start asking, people that I know until he gets back to me with some schools. But, it would be, he says it fits right in with their vision of the arts. And, the only thing I need maybe to do is to talk to, charter schools. And do we have like a list of the charter schools in Orem?
The elementary or junior high or high school or?
Any charter schools, I should probably send them an email, and I can send them the lesson plan that I made too. And it just tells about, what we're doing and all about Orem Stories. But I haven't sent anything out to charter schools.
I can look and see if there's already a populated list, or we can put something together.
Okay, and then if I could just email each of the charter schools, and then I won't feel like I'm leaving them out. But we'll get all the elementary schools, and then if I don't hear from anybody or no one signs up, then I'll go around to the schools and twist some arms. But I just think it's such a good opportunity to have like stories of people in Orem, and then the people in the library really like it. And it shows our diversity and our, we have like a big diversity of kids in Orem. And when you see all those little pictures on the wall, you realize, oh yeah, these, and some of them don't even speak English, but they have these little portraits up there, and it's really good for multicultural stuff too. So, any ideas?
Cindy, do we have a write-up anywhere that explains the whole idea behind Orem Stories? I mean, is there, if somebody said, what is Orem Stories, could we point them to?
Well, I have it on my lesson plan that I send out to the schools, but do you want me just to write some of that up?
Well, I'm just wondering if you were gonna talk to somebody and that those of us that aren't as, familiar with the whole Orem Stories thing would know it sounds smarter. What it is, or you could point it somewhere, say, hey, if you go to the Orem, the city website, to the Arts Council, Facebook, something, there would be something.
I should probably do a Facebook page on Orem Stories and put some pictures and form of things in, and that's a good idea. I haven't had time. I'm gonna retire next year, so maybe I'll have time.
Well, I'm also thinking about, if we do a presentation to the city council, if we had some sort of media or something we could point them to make them understand what the Orem Stories is and some background and some.
I have photographs and stuff from past Orem Story, things at the library, and I've sent them to Shar too. Yeah, they've used them at the city council meetings.
We've used them in our grant reporting, we've used them in, different applications, because it's a long running program at this point, which is really great. I mean, we've had different events throughout Orem Stories, but the core of it has always been about capturing, you know, the image or the essence of someone who's important to you, that has a connection to you, and you're an Orem resident, so whether they're an Orem resident, this is an Orem kind of connection, and, you know, we've seen kids do hard work. They sketched the mayor once, they sketched Cassie's daughter, in, you know, her beautiful ballet. We did, making little, like, jointed puppets out at the stage during Summerfest once. We've had ribbons and different things for the kids. Sometimes we've had, kickoff, like, here's when we're opening the art, bring your families to look at your art on this day, or other times we just let them, you know, browse throughout the period of the show. So it just kind of depends on what we want to do at the time, and we're happy to do whatever. It's just a matter of kind of time, resources, COVID, you know, all the same. We used Cassie did a poster for it, for the original one, and we try to use it every year just to have that kind of brand recognition for the event, for the program.
Okay, anything else on Orem Stories? Moving forward on that. Next on the agenda says discuss and prepare a presentation to City Council on the 26th. I'm pretty sure I'm out of town that week.
You're out of town that week?
I gotta check. I'm pretty sure I am. If not, I'm happy to help make that presentation. But I
We could move to October, let's see, is it scheduled for November or October?
October 26th, but I'm pretty sure I can move what I have.
We could move it to the 12th if you prefer, October 12th.
Oh, that's worse. I'm at Disneyland on the 12th.
Oh, that's better for you, so.
Yeah, so I can make arrangements to be here on the 26th. I just need to move something at work, and I think I can make that work, but.
And you can zoom in as well.
Is it a Zoom meeting then?
No, it's a hybrid meeting. We had, like, the library just presented, and one of our library care person is very concerned about COVID, and she didn't feel like she would like to come to a meeting just that was open, so they have a Zoom option, and it's not a problem.
Okay. So I will, I'm pretty sure I can make that work on the 26th. I just have to move something at work, and I'll know that by tomorrow. But what I'll need is just, never having presented to the city council on this, I just need an idea of what we want to do, and do we come there with a presentation, a media presentation?
It can be whatever format you like the best. You can just have a conversational narrative, you can have a PowerPoint with pictures, you can have anything like that that you would like. We're happy to populate it with the information and the statistics and the pictures that we have. It's kind of whatever feels like the easiest presentation to you. 10 minutes is kind of the max for the presentation, so we don't want to get too much, but we have some pictures certainly that we can show, and I think for visual interest of what we've been doing, I think that's nice. It's just a matter of if you like that.
Sure, yeah. Maybe if you could send me some pictures that we've used in the past, or some of maybe the pictures that we have on the art boxes and the Orem Stories stuff, then I can put together just a little slideshow that says, this is what we're doing.
If you put your email in the chat window, I can send you some art box stuff.
Okay.
And just feel free to let us know if there's anything you'd like us to do other than provide like items and information. If you want us to do a PowerPoint or anything like that, we're fully go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, let me take a look at it and I'll get back with you. Now, is it a time? What time is?
It's right after the prayer and the pledge at 6 o'clock on that meeting
That's a
evening.
Tuesday, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
So they do the board and commission presentations before public comment, so it's usually right just a minute or two after 6 that they were able to start.
Okay. Let me look at my other calendar, my ecclesiastical calendar. No, I'll just have Ken, well, you know Ken Bonney. I'll just have him cover for me that night.
Okay,
Yeah, okay, yeah. That will work. And I'll get back with you as far as details and what I would need and I guess by that point, we won't have a new election yet, so we can,
no, it'll be the
until
same.
January anyway, so.
And Debbie unfortunately, her family's got COVID, some breakthrough COVID, so she sorry she can't be here today.
Oh,
They're all vaccinated, so hopefully they're mild, but I haven't heard from her today, so maybe they're resting, hopefully they're getting through it.
it happens. So, okay, anything else that we need to discuss today? Anybody has to bring up?
Let me just give a little update on the summer concert series. We have our last concert, it's a makeup concert that we had to reschedule due to poor air quality because of the smoke. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, September 18th, it's the real Doug Lane. He's doing country and Americana. He is new to the summer concert series, so if you're looking for anything to do before the game, you don't have to choose both. You don't have to give up one or the other unless you're going to the stadium, but that's happening at 7, and we tried to pump that out on social media, and Dave was going to invite his neighbors who've been good to come to the event, so hopefully it'll be a good turnout. Overall, it was a really successful year. We had some challenges with smoky air, and one night looked like it was going to be rainy and different things, so we tried to pivot on a few occasions, but I think they were all pretty well received. Our last one was traditional dance and music events with the Grupo Folklorico, and I think that was a really fun and exciting addition to the lineup. We got a little changing tent, and they rehearsed several times, and even though the air was just a little bit smoky a little smoky on that day, they did a fabulous job, and really a professional group to work with, and so we were really pleased with that. Other groups have been well received also. So overall, it was a great year, and thanks to Nathan and Dave and Nancy and everyone who helped to select the groups and staff and hosts and all of those kinds of good things. We appreciated all the help, but we didn't have any COVID concerns, and it was a good opportunity to, utilize the stage and provide another opportunity. They had a little bit of a change to the event that was previously known as User Fest. There was some challenges about who had the ownership of that name. So the event previously known as User Fest was called the Come Together Rock Festival, and they had that as well. We helped with some advertising on that, and I know that one of the state art people did come down and attended one of the events, and they had complimentary things to say about it. I think it was happenstance more than like a technical monitoring issue, but I was pleased that they had a good experience and enjoyed the event and had good feedback. So we are definitely still trying to gain, funding for that. We've already paid for the event, so the city will have to sponsor us even more if we don't get any state funding, but I'm hoping that we'll get some. We were approached by the state. They've also been offering a lot of grant opportunities. We were approached by the state. They practically begged us to participate in an opportunity for creative aging. So there was a creative aging grant that is specifically designed to offer programs to seniors, anyone who is maybe looking to acquire new skills or to revisit skills that they, maybe they drew in the past, or maybe they always wanted to try watercolors or something like that. So I did 3 days worth of training. It wasn't 3 full days, but 3 days of training to be eligible for the grant. And so I still don't know if we're going to get the grant, but the grant was essentially designed to be offered by organizations who could provide an opportunity for creative aging. I spoke to the Orem Senior Friendship Center because I said we will need your oomph behind the advertising to probably get people interested in it, and they were on board completely with that. It is my understanding that the if you receive the grant, you are to hire an artist instructor from their approved list. So this grant is 1, providing an opportunity for artists, and 2, providing an opportunity for those who might want to participate in art. So I'm just kind of waiting to hear what the next step is on that. I think it's certainly a really worthy idea because we are all aging and we need to engage our mind and our skills and our social opportunities, and art is a beautiful way to do that. We have some space at Library Hall that we can display, or we can host, at the senior center, wherever people feel the most comfortable doing that. So we did engage with it this far. I mean, I know the state is really excited to offer the opportunity, and I'm hoping that something will come out of it based on our participation so far. But I haven't heard completely yet. So stay tuned on that, and we'll let you know more information about it. Now my creative aging, I forgot the next thing I was saying. Oh, the playground. So, Sarah Park toddler area playground was removed from the park because it had outlived its space life. We talked to the community a couple of years ago about the end of life of that playground. Someone had suggested a big volleyball court, and that idea was horribly rejected by the community. No one liked it at all. So they wanted to honor the community's request for a playground that was more geared toward toddlers. It happens to be in the arts district, so we took kind of a different approach than maybe say primary colors. They didn't have enough money to do like a fabricated art piece like some of the All Together playground. Some of the All Together playground was specifically fabricated for that playground. This one we had to rely on creative elements out of existing vendors, and Cindy was kind enough to participate in that. We had some other citizens who participated in it, so they also kind of capitalized on the idea of, is this a way to honor one particular artist or style of art? And of course, James Christensen came, to the council's mind. And so the proposal kind of captured more of the forest and fantasy and castle elements of an existing vendor. And then we are hoping to add in additional elements of James Christensen's art. Something that would reflect who he was as an artist. There's some really good portraits that he has. We met with Cassie a bit ago, and she said that the family's all in. They want to make available information and graphics and files that they have for his art. So she's connecting us with the Haven Light Greenwich, original Greenwich Village, Greenwich Workshop. People to help us do that. She was also interested in the idea that Cindy brought up during the meeting of could there be like an interactive art photo op or an art experience where like kids stood in front of fairy wings that had been painted on a panel, or one is a fairy wing and one is something else, and she was interested in that, and it wasn't just pass the ball on, Cassie or her family to do that kind of, specialized piece. We're just trying to work out the details of how are the panels assembled, what is the art affixed onto the panels, is it all just vinyl, or, and different things like that. So it's a bit of a different approach towards the playground. I think it is, and William has said that I think that anything that's good, out of the norm is good for people to have a chance to experience.
Back on August 26th, the city of Orem posted renderings of what that park is supposedly gonna look like. So, looks good.
Yeah, it was, we would have loved to do the $1 million park, but, we can't wait for the toddler crowd to get their park back. I've even trying to raise $1 million, so we did have to use existing elements, and they did try to present, a couple of different options to the neighborhood based on the committee's thoughts. So did you like it, Ray? Did you see it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So it's,
the alligator actually is a placeholder. That's a dragon, not an alligator in that park, but.
oh, okay.
They didn't have a graphic for the dragon, so they put the alligator in and tried to explain that to people, but it will be a dragon.
There's a turtle, there's an alligator, well, the slides and stuff. Yeah, it looks nice.
There were more sensory panels added that, can be noted that kids could, experience and different things.
Those of us that
Some
grew
little
up,
bushes are sensory panel related.
yeah, those of us that grew up with the big 10-foot metal slide and the jungle gym, the monkey bars and all that stuff, this looks very nice.
The playground people, there's a really wide slide, and they said kids just love that. They thought it was not something that people would really like that much, but they said people really love it.
Yeah. No, I like it.
So thanks to Cindy for participating in that. Good suggestions that they took back and incorporated into the design.
Okay, anything else?
Well, I'd like to take a second stab at the proposal I had last meeting.
The software?
No, the annual Sweetheart Serenade Singing. So I've sent the Google Doc link. This time I have it pretty well organized instead of just blurting everything out. So there is a need. Part of the goal of the Orem Arts Council is to promote appreciation and participation in the arts. And several aspects of art enriches our lives and help us live healthy and happy. One aspect specifically, participation in musical arts, has been shown to promote social cooperation, goodwill, and reduce stress levels. I've got a couple of studies linked here, and I really like the joint music making promotes pro-social behavior and cultural too. They actually redid the study in multiple age groups and found the same result, that it helps people help other people. The Orem Arts Council currently provides the opportunities of appreciation of musical art through the summer concert series, but does not currently provide opportunities to participate in the musical arts. So I propose that the Orem Arts Council support this participation in musical arts by implementing a sing-in. Sing-in would be like a Messiah song that is usually done around Christmas time. Now, we need to consider a few things like scheduling. You need to have a few conflicts. The aforementioned Messiah sing-in, you have 50 options along the Los Angeles County. We don't want it to be too close in time to other events. You need to consider what the location is. You need to have insurance in the meeting or on the event. Music selection, music distribution, advertising, funding, partners. Do this just as a city or partner with some outside organization. And what can the Orem Arts Council specifically provide? So my proposed solution is that we implement an annual sweetheart serenade singing around the first week of February. As far as I'm aware, there are no other events like it. So as to conflicts, there'll be good separation from the holiday events and spring events, and if you kick off Valentine's Day activities without interfering in the time of main Valentine's activities like going to movies, a restaurant, or other things. And I also propose that we investigate using the library hall as a location for the center. It's a warm place to have during the last 2 months. The music package is available 5 Valentine's Day songs from the Barbershop Harmony Society. They're already arranged in tenor bass and mixed male-female voices. It comes with professionally produced audio files to learn the full parts. This package includes the rights to reproduce unlimited copies of the sheet music and to provide unlimited downloads of the audio files. This license is granted in perpetuity, so pay once and we can provide the music and audio files year over year without paying additional fees. ASCAP BMI, application license. The Arts Council. The Orem Arts Council body can determine how much it is involved. I propose that we partner with the Utah County chapter of the Barbershop Harmony Society, that they can produce this event in its entirety. I'm vice president of the performance with Utah County chapter. I can make it happen. Advantages. Events they produce are covered under insurance for performers, attendees, and facilities. It's provided through the Barbershop Harmony Society. They already pay the ASCAP BMI fees to produce shows. They have experienced singers to help with the sing-in, and they have experienced the sound system and MCs running a show. However, they do not have the funds nor the network to advertise for this event. The initial $200 music package is actually too expensive. They do not have a space in Orem to produce the show, and they cannot pay the rental fee for the use of the library hall. The Orem Arts Council has access to a broad network to advertise the event and fund the music package with non-care funds, since this is an event. The location and provide in cooperation with the city library, the library hall to do that. If the Orem Arts Council could partner with the Utah County chapter of the Barbershop Harmony Society with use the advantages of both organizations bring to the make it a successful event. I like that. Conclusion. If the Orem Arts Council and the Utah County chapter of the Barbershop Harmony Society partner in creating an annual Sweetheart Serenade, and we can produce a successful event that will help our citizens gain a better appreciation of musical art and promote social behavior which will enrich the lives of our community. comments?
What kind of participation would you see an event like this bringing in if this was on a single night activity? I've seen some pretty good crowds at some of the summer concerts, but where this is an actual participation, I mean, my wife would not come to this. So I'm just wondering, what kind of participation do you see would come to an event like this?
With our barbershop chapter's annual shows, with our previous director, we had a participation part, and it was very, very well received. Everybody that came to watch the show, we taught them a barbershop tag, and the whole kids were singing with us. It was just something that we did, and it was working well for us. I'm hoping that people that sing in other organizations, like I have a couple of friends that are in the MOTAC, that they will come and participate. I have some friends that are in barbershop groups. There are 4 in the Wasatch Front. They all come together to sing, to participate in each other's shows. It's the initial investment is a little bit big, but maybe we can get the ball rolling. See, or have a high school choirs. You could advertise there. Yeah, and basically bring people in who love to sing, and then word of mouth and the right messaging that really get it to go year after year. We're almost out of time.
Well, maybe what we could do is take this proposal and Sharon, email it out to the entire Arts Council and give everybody a chance to look at it. And then when we come together in our next meeting, which I think is
November
19th, is that the day? We can have it on the agenda to talk about. We are out of time, so if we could maybe send that proposal out to everyone and have them take a look at it, then maybe we can get some more feedback.
So I've got the security on this document set up so anybody with the link can leave comments. So
Okay. Why don't we do that? Just send that out. Anything else anybody else needs to discuss on this? We're losing people left and right. So anybody have a motion to bring this meeting to a close?
motion, close the meeting.
Close the meeting. A second. Cody, you're looking really good there. Second from Cody. All right. Well, then we will bring this meeting to a conclusion. Charlene, I'll get back to you on stuff for the presentation, and in the meantime, we'll move forward to our next meeting.
Sounds good. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate you.